Last year, Samsung released an incredible number of smartphones, including the model A50, which was just very successful and was one of the best-selling Samsung last year. This year, they decided to keep up and release the continuation of the model, and they named it A51. I bought it, paid a lot of money for it, and today we unpack it and look at it. But before unpacking it and discussing it briefly, let's talk about money. I bought it at my local store and paid 343 euros, and it is quite a lot of money for such phone. In United States it costs cheaper, about 300 on Amazon. I will leave links in description under this video if you are interested in it. Well, let's start with the unboxing. What's in the box? And in the box we have another box, quite large one. At first I thought that I will find a silicone case there, but no, Samsung is greedy, they didn't put it here. I don't understand their logic, why they don't put any cases in European versions, but they put it in US versions and UK versions. Manuals, phone, tapped with films on all sides, 15 watts charger, a USB Type-C cable, 80 centimeters, and just disgusting earphones. First of all, they're disgusting in their execution, and secondly, in their sound. Just something terrible. And I'll probably repeat it, many have already talked about this, but it would be better if they put silicone case instead of these earphones. It would be much more practical. I think everyone would find at home some of their old earphones, and they would be better than bad-looking earphones that Samsung put in this box. Okay, let's look at the phone. Well, first pay attention to how it is packed. It is wrapped with one main film, and around the edges there are still a bunch of small protection films that firstly are quite difficult to peel off, and secondly it tells us that the Samsung sealed A51 because they didn't want their phone to get scratched during transportation. Because what? Because the phone is made of glossy plastic and it is getting scratched very easily. I know this from last year's model A50. Here's the same thing, did not improve anything. In hand, phone feels nice, nothing pops, very tightly assembled. Let's look at the edges. The control buttons on the right side, they are conveniently located under the thumb, and you cannot argue with that. On the left side there is a tray for a SIM card and micro SD, for 2 SIM cards and micro SD, 3 slots, then thank you Samsung for this. At the top we have a microphone, and on below edge another microphone. Also speaker, Type-C and 3.5mm jack. There are 4 cameras on the back. On the front side of the punch hole is a selfie camera and an awesome Super AMO LED screen that occupies 87.4% of the frontal surface, and it is covered by Corning Gorilla Glass 3. This is the first smartphone with a punch hole selfie camera on my channel that I hold in my hand, and you know what? I really like this solution, I really like this camera. I thought that it wouldn't be very convenient, but it is not. It is very convenient. I didn't like the fact that this phone doesn't have LED indicator for messages and other events. This is not a big loss, but for me it is an important element that helps not to take my phone from the table if nothing happened. After I turned on this phone, I realized that this Super AMOLED screen is fantastic. Great colors, which as always can be customized in settings, very good viewing angles, resolution 2400 by 1080, screen is 6.5 inches, the brightness of the screen I measured 630 nits. The screen is just awesome part of this smartphone. I like Samsung One UI interface when I bought myself a Samsung A50 half a year ago. Honestly, One UI is very flexible and customizable, and for those who love all sorts of customizing, right up to moving the screen brightness slider up or down, they should really like One UI. Everything works smoothly, but I did notice some struggling in the system when I started Bixby. I didn't get any benefit in using Bixby. For me it is just useless, so I turned it off. By the way, I forgot to tell you about the fingerprint scanner. Now it has become much better. In the A50 it was a weak link, now it began to work faster and most importantly much more accurately. In the A50 this annoyed me a lot, so that I even turned it off and used to unlock screen with a regular pin code. But in A51 everything changed. I think I'll use fingerprint scanner. Okay, now I'll tell you about the Bluetooth connection. After I purchased OnePlus Bullets 2, I began to use them every day and I almost never have any problems with the connection. But I tried to connect them to the Samsung A51 and right from the first second there are sound interruptions. I also tried connecting my other Bluetooth earphones on a flight pose, and the story repeated. There is clearly some kind of bug. I hope Samsung will fix this with updates. The battery. I can't tell you a lot about battery because I didn't use this phone for a long time, just for a couple of hours, but this phone has 4000 milliamp hours here, and this should be enough for the whole day. Samsung A50, for example, lasts for about 6 to 7 hours of screen time in my daily use, and this is very good. By the way, I managed to charge the phone with a charger that comes in the box, 15-watt charger, and it charged from 0 to 100 in 1 hour and 52 minutes. Let's move to the cameras. We have 4 cameras on the back, 48 megapixels, 12, 5 megapixels, and another one 5 megapixel camera. And the front camera is 32 megapixels. I will not talk about quality of these photos in this video, just because this is just unpacking with my first thoughts, so I will just show you some examples. Well, before a brief conclusion, I want to show you all the specifications for the overall picture and what did we get in the end. This is my brief summary on this phone after several hours of use. So, first of all, I want to tell you what I didn't like about this phone. Quite a high price for such a phone, but of course this will not stop those who love and buy Samsung phones. Delicate glossy plastic, it is not practical at all. Why Samsung is doing it, I don't understand. No LED indicator for standard notifications and functions of your device, and just a terrible Bluetooth connection. I hope this will be amended because using Bluetooth device is simply not possible with this phone due to constant interruptions. These are 4 cons that I have so far deducted for myself. Okay. So let's talk about positive side of my short experience. Excellent build quality, excellent screen, interface is very flexible and customizable. Good cameras with the ability to record in 4K 30 FPS. It is a pity, of course, that there is no optical zoom, but there is a wide angle and a macro camera instead. It is good. 4000 milliamp hour battery, 3.5mm jack with NFC, SIM tray with a ability to insert 2 SIM cards and a micro SD at the same time, simultaneously. It is very good, and that's all my positive moments. That's all for today, but I will continue to make videos about this smartphone. I think that I'll make a few more videos about it, because I think that he will be popular and accordingly interesting for you. My name is Eugene, if you didn't know. Subscribe to my channel if you didn't yet, and have a nice life, guys. Всем добра!